I would find him eventually, and he would be hidden away in the mountains in a little hut, and I'd open the door and I'd be like, Harry, and he'd turn around and he'd be like covered in hair and he'd look like Hagrid, and I'd be like, it's time.
It's Saturday morning on Capital. I'm Jimmy Hill, live from Manchester as we count down to the Brits, which are happening tonight. It kicks off at 8:15 on ITV1, ITVX, STV, and it's hosted by Jack Whitehall, who is here with me in the studio right now.
Hello!
Oh, Jack, how are you feeling? We're about 9 or 10 hours away from the show. Are you ready?
Yeah, I think I'm ready. Although the reality is with the Brits, you're never fully ready. Like, I've prepped everything. I've got my script ready. I've got my suit looking sharp. I'm like as prepared as one can be, but on the night, you never know what is going to happen.
It's
so
chaos.
I'm braced for chaos, yeah.
But that's why we love it, Jack. There's always a little bit of drama. There's
Yeah.
always something that happens. And you're here, there, and everywhere. You're on stage, then you're down in the tables doing all that. Do you just like to go with it then? Is that the approach? Just get in the room and just go for it?
Yeah, I think so. You have to just embrace that chaos and go with the flow and, expect the unexpected. I think it's going to be amazing that it's in Manchester. It's going to be a new audience, new crowd. It's going to be rowdy. It's going to be raucous. I'm really looking forward to it at this point.
You're so great at it, Jack, because it's not easy. Like, I've been in the room for the Brits, and it's such a huge production, and there's so much movement, and there's so many different people involved, and you got to be funny, but also you've got to host the thing and hold it all together. I think you're absolutely great.
Oh, thank you. I think the reality is it is quite a tough gig, but you just have to understand what your role is within it and accept that you are essentially coming on stage sporadically to interrupt a pop concert. And, you don't want to outstay your welcome. You don't want to try and do too much material. You need to make sure that you keep things moving and, as you say, just be additive to the night rather than a nuisance.
I saw there were loads of articles during the week, Jack, about a rejected Harry Styles sketch idea.
Yes.
Can you tell me more? Explain what happened
the
there.
sketch was, he's been gone for 4 years, and I thought it would be funny to have a sketch where it was me trying to find him, and it was going to be me trekking through the wilderness, Christian Bale looking for Ra's al Ghul in that Batman movie. And then I would find him eventually, and he would be hidden away in the mountains in a little hut, and I'd open the door and I'd be like, Harry, and he'd turn around and he'd be covered in hair and he'd look like Hagrid, and I'd be like, it's time. And then I'd chuck him a razor and then I'd start shaving him. And it was maybe a little bit homoerotic. Maybe it read a little bit more homoerotic on the page as well, and was definitely a little bit creepy. And I think maybe some members of his team thought that probably wasn't the best way to sort of announce him back into the world.
What was their problem? The shaving bit?
Well, I think it was just a bit weird. And
I'm not seeing it as weird.
I think if I had a client that I was looking after and a request came in for the host of the show to appear on television shearing them like a lamb,
You think
I might say, could we have another idea? So I do not begrudge them at all. We've had to come up with a kind of different idea. But you know what? Harry's amazing. His team are amazing. They're always so kind of, up for stuff and really willing. And you don't always get that with pop stars. And so he's great.
Well, he's really funny. He's got a great sense of humour. I can't wait to see what you've got planned for tonight, Jack. I really can't. Do you rehearse? Is it just about resting? You can take a nap?
There's a dress rehearsal, which we do, and I will be doing a fake script in that, which is a sort of hack that I've learned over the years, that you don't do the actual jokes in the rehearsal, because if anyone hears them, they'll try and get them cut. So all of the A&R people, the publicists, managers, they're all on the floor during your rehearsal, and they're, listening out to see what you're going to say about their artists. And the first couple of years I did it, I would do the rehearsal and I would say all of these jokes and introductions. And then for the next 2 hours, everyone would be banging down my door going, you can't say this, you can't say that. Why is he saying this? Why is he saying that? It was honestly an absolute nightmare. And then I realized, well, maybe I just don't say it in the rehearsal. So now I do a fake script, which will be prepared. It'll have dummy introductions. It'll have a fake monologue. And I will just be talking very nicely about everyone and being very convivial and friendly and charming. And then on the night, boom.
That's really clever. I didn't know that you did that. He's
and
playing
the
very
ITV
straight.
lawyer just breathes a sigh of relief. And then come showtime, 8:30.
It's too late then.
Yeah, within the first advert break, they're changing their underpants.
I love it. I love it. Who are you most excited to see perform tonight?
I'm really excited to see Harry perform. I'm really excited to see Olivia Dean. She's had an amazing year. I feel like it's going to be a big night for her. And yeah, there's also a load of special guests. Like, this is and I love it. I love going to a festival and they bring someone out. Like, there's nothing better than a surprise collab, and we've got a few of those
surprises
up our sleeve as well.
The surprises.
The surprises.
Oh my word, I can't wait. The Brits have been going for 49 years. I didn't realise it was such a historic institution, and there's been some iconic cultural moments that have happened in that time. It's your 6th time doing it, Jack.
Yeah.
So I've come up with a Brits quiz for you. How well do you know the Brits?
Ooh.
Are you ready?
Let's see. Let's test it.
Let's find out. That's the purpose of the quiz. Ginger Spice, also known as Geri Halliwell, famously wore her Union Jack dress at the Brits in 1997, but she made it herself last minute. What was the Union Jack made out of?
Just a polyester flag?
Apparently it's a tea towel.
A tea towel?
Is that right? It must be a massive tea towel.
Massive tea towel. Wow.
I didn't know that either.
I did not know that. And she made it herself.
Yeah, she must have a lot of washing up that she gets through.
Yeah,
very large pots.
Yeah.
Massive tea towel. Okay, question 2. We'll move on. A few years ago, an Australian pop star partook in the Aussie tradition of a shoey. This is where you drink beer out of a smelly used shoe. Who is the Australian pop star? Troye Sivan, Kylie Minogue, or Luke from 5 Seconds of Summer?
I believe that was Roman Kemp getting Kylie Minogue to do a shoey.
It absolutely was. You're correct.
I've done a shoey.
Have you?
It's not pleasant, yeah.
Well, yeah, it doesn't sound like it'd be massively pleasant.
In a sweaty Sketcher.
Did you just feel pressured to do it?
I felt very pressured
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah, you can't say no.
You can't say no.
Which pop star famously fell down some stairs on stage in 2015 when a dancer accidentally pulled at their cape?
Madonna.
It is Madonna. That was quite an iconic moment, and she just carried on.
She just carried on. I think you got to carry on.
Again, professionals, her and Kylie.
Yeah.
All right, question 4. Jack, you're doing pretty well. You got 2 right so far. In 2024, Ray won a record-breaking 6 BRIT Awards in a single night, the most for any artist in 1 year. But what does Ray famously never wear when she's on stage?
Tea towels.
Well, I guess that is technically correct. I've never seen her in a tea towel.
Yeah. What does she never wear when she's on stage?
She never wears shoes.
Shoes?
I wanted to say knickers, shoes. She never wears shoes.
Does she never wear shoes?
No, she's always shoeless.
Is she?
Maybe through the fear of being made to do a shoey. She's seen Kylie.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not taking any risks
here. That's one way to avoid that. Yeah.
Okay, final question, Jack. Here we go. Back in 2014, One Direction accepted an award, but one of the boys was missing because he'd rushed to the bathroom for a wee, and Liam had to ask the audience if they'd seen him. Who was the missing 1D boy?
It was Harry Styles.
It was Harry Styles who'd gone walkabout.
Quaffing that glorious hair back then.
Yeah, probably was. There was a lot to quaff.
There's a lot of quaffing required.
Hey, Jack, thank you so much for hanging out this morning.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Really appreciate it. Thanks for giving up some time. Do not miss Jack hosting the Brits. They're on the telly tonight at 8:15 on ITV1, ITVX, STV and STV Player. Give it up for Jack
I'm off to
Whitehall
quaff.
on the show. Go and quaff, my friend.